Hello, beloved of the Lord. This is Bev Potter. It's November 27th, 2018. All right, so I'm feeling that there's to be a bit of a shift. Yeah, I had been feeling that the Lord wanted me, and I mentioned it on a previous video, but wanted me to worry less about getting, putting a whole presentation together and just saying what's on my heart to say and just let it flow from there. So that is what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm jumping off a cliff, but hey, isn't that the life of walking with the Lord? All right, so I want to share quickly. The other morning I woke and I got a number 2338, and I prayed about it. The only thing I got was to just check the Hebrew and the Greek, and so that's what I did. I thought it was interesting because the number H2338 only occurs once in the Bible, and it's in Ezra 4:12. And that says, "Be it known unto the king." Okay, so these are some people going to, I think it's the king of Babylon. Anyways, they are not Jewish. They are reporting on what's happening with the Jewish people. Okay, so be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city. That's from their perspective, not ours. And have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundations. And the H2338 is that word joined. Joined. And I'm using this as a jumping off point because of what the Lord has been saying. I think that more and more of us are going to be just putting out what God gives us, and then we can check on each other's things and fill in the missing pieces. So I think it's really cool because nobody has the full picture. We all have little pieces, but that's all right because God is putting the picture together. All right. So that word joined, it means to repair, join, to sew together, repair a wall. And it's from H2339, which can mean a thread, cord, line, string, and by implication, a measuring tape. Now, when I heard measuring tape, that made me think of the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel. I feel like the Lord is saying, he's building the wall of his temple, and he's joining the foundations. Oh, and when I read that, joined the foundations, that brought me back to the vision that the Lord gave me years ago about the foundation of the church. And I recorded that, so I'll try to put a link down below. Long story short, because that revelation took 2 or 3 days to progressively unfold for me. But the bottom line is that this foundation was made up of these people who were essentially curled up into a fetal position because of what they had suffered. And then beside each one of those broken ones was a king or queen that had removed their crown and come down to the level of the broken and entered into their suffering. So each one of the broken ones had someone with them passing through their suffering, and they did that together. But then, when they were all down on the same level, because at first the kings and queens were standing and the broken were down, but then the Lord asked the kings and queens to lay down their crowns and come down to the level of the broken. So they said yes, and so then everything was level, but then something happened that surprised me. Out of the hearts of the broken began to grow a vine. And the vine came out of their hearts and began to intertwine in between all of these people until it became one solid mass. And I knew it was the foundation. And then I saw the kingdom come from heaven down onto this foundation. So that cord thread reminds me of the vine that came out of their hearts. And then the kingdom came to rest on that strong, solid foundation. Those who had been prepared by the Lord. All right. Just out of interest, G2338, so the Greek 2338, means of the female sex, a woman, a female. And it occurs in 5 verses in the New Testament. So I thought that was interesting. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I was getting that, we're moving from milk to meat, that's why I feel like the Lord is saying, you don't need to worry about explaining and justifying everything that you're getting and taking so much time to put together a video. It probably doesn't appear that I take so much time, but it does take a lot of time. It's okay to just put forth what you feel like the Lord is asking you to put forth and not put all this ton of explanation in. If you don't agree with me, I am totally okay with that. I could be wrong. So we need humility. We know that we need the Lord to keep us from deception. So when we stay in that place and stay open and humble, the Lord will bring all the correction that we need. And yes, I invite you, if you have an elaboration to make or a revelation to go along with what I'm sharing, to agree or disagree, I'm okay with that. Please. Yeah. I just want to say up front, I have given this channel to the Lord. It belongs to Him. Whatever you do and I do concerning it, we are accountable to Him for that. So, oh, Lord, give us wisdom and